be with you today. I got an awesome recipe for you guys today. Super delicious, a great snack, especially during the weekend if you're allowing yourself to have a treat. It's super body friendly, raw, vegan, delicious, and nutritious. And I actually got this recipe. I created it myself from a famous place in New York called Pure Food and Wine. They have a company called One Lucky Duck, and they make the most amazing spicy cashews, and there's a little bit of sweetness to it. So being over here in Canada, Sarma, I can't be up there every week to get my hands on those delicious spicy cashews. So I decided to create my own version of it, and it actually turned out, if not exact. So I'm really good at making raw food. So once I taste the food, I can almost pretty much nail it. So this is going to be my version of a remake of the wonderful Sarma at Pure Food and Wine. I hope everybody likes this recipe, but it is totally to die for. So what you're going to need are some raw cashews, raw organic cashews. Now, you can soak them for a couple of hours, which makes it a little bit easier for the body to digest. It removes the enzyme inhibitor. It helps break down the nut a little bit easier, so it's a lot more easy for the body to digest and to assimilate. If not, and you're in a rush and you need to make them, try to get raw organic as much as possible. And I have 3 cups worth. So I have 3 cups of that. You're going to need some pink Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt. You'll need some organic black pepper, or you can use cayenne pepper. I tried it once with cayenne, but it will be like a fraction of the amount of black pepper. You'll need some white pepper. And I use the spice curry, which gives this amazing flavor to it once we dehydrate it. Totally delicious. And I've tried it before with a raw coconut sap. I've also tried it with agave, but the whole thing with the agave, is it raw, is it not? High glycemics. The only agave I would use would be from Ultimate Superfoods, and it has the inulin intact still. It's the clear one, which makes this recipe really delicious. It's not raw, but try to get organic grade B, and some minerals I'll stir in it. It's a pure maple syrup. So, and a little bit of non-alcohol vanilla extract. Now you can add this or not. Sometimes I add it, sometimes I don't. So, what you're going to need is a bowl. Then you're going to place all of your soaked nuts or not soaked nuts, 3 cups worth, in. Then I'm going to add in my ½ cup of maple syrup. Then I'm going to add in about a tablespoon worth of salt. Salt and sweet and spicy together is amazing on the palate. It really enhances a lot of flavors. And I have about a teaspoon to a tablespoon worth of black pepper. Now you can play with this at the end when you start mixing it up yourself and see, do I want more pepper, do I want more salt? So I'm just giving you the basic here, and I have about a teaspoon of white pepper. Now the white pepper really gives that taste that Sarma has, if I'm not mistaken, in her delicious spicy cashews. I wish I was there, but I'm not, so I'm doing the best I can. And I've got myself 1 tablespoon of curry powder. You can use a little bit of turmeric. I've also done half turmeric, half curry. Be careful because it's going to make you cough. I'd probably say a tablespoon and a half. Now I'm going by eye here, so it's hard for me to give you the exact recipe, but you'll go by taste. And then I'll add in maybe half of a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then mix it up. And then I'll show you up close what it looks like. It smells amazing. And then what you're going to do is, if you had soaked the cashews for a minimum of 6 hours, you'll have to dehydrate it a little bit longer so you can get a crunchier consistency in your nuts. So I would say at a temperature of 115 or 120 for the first 2 hours, and then drop it down to 110 for about 36 more hours. Now that's if you soaked the cashews. If you did not soak the raw organic cashews, I'd say probably if you were to do it first thing in the morning, by the next morning it would be ready. So within 24 hours. And what I tend to do is, once I mix this all up, I pull up my dehydrator tray, I put it on my dehydrator tray, and I tend to keep it a little bit in a pile. So that way, when the maple syrup starts to harden because you're extracting some of the water from it, and the nuts start to dry out, it kind of sticks together. So, this is what we have. Totally delicious. And then you can break up the cashews if you want, so they're smaller, but I like to have it whole. And I kind of let them overlap a little bit. Now, if you want, you can separate it. but you'll see when it starts dehydrating, all of the maple syrup and the spices will stick underneath the nuts, and then it becomes like little chunks, which make it totally delicious. This is a great snack for anybody during the day at work. You're having a sweet tooth, or you're having a little snack attack and you want to have something good that's nutritious, body-friendly, raw, and vegan, and also delicious. Make yourself some sweet and spicy cashews. So there you go. Let me put this in my dehydrator. I did not soak these ones for about 24 hours. Tomorrow they will be ready. I'll be ready to watch Super Bowl and woohoo! And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. For more raw vegan recipes, check it out at vibealive.ca. And if you have any questions, Joanne at vibealive.ca. So just remember, once you dehydrate this, you're going to take it out. What I like to do, little trick I like to do, is it's going to be crunchy, so I'll break it off in pieces and I'll put it in my freezer for about an hour, and it really solidifies it for me, and then I'll put it in a mason jar or any type of plastic container. If you want to use plastic, try to use BPA-free plastic. Put it into your fridge and it'll last you up to a month. So hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye!